Alright guys, it's time to talk about Jupiter on the channel once again. Now, you can see the candle where we're at right now at about 96.5 cents. And the last time we talked about Jupiter was back here on the 25th of January. So we're basically at the same point, guys. Now, we did have quite a run up to $1.27 and only to be pushed back down, and we went all the way down to about 75 cents. So that's quite a fallback, about 50 cents or so. And today we are breaking through the Fibonacci, this reaccumulation zone, so that is good to see. If we can maintain a daily candle above this weekly resistance, that would be the start. But again, we need to close a weekly candle from Sunday to Monday above this line, of course. That would mean that it is truly support. But the longer the time frame, the better, of course. So anyways, you can see that basically we were hovering around 83 cents. We got a big bounce, and I think this bounce was basically due to the Jupiter buybacks, which are going to start Monday, February 17th. So not sure how this really works. I'm guessing it's something like a stock buyback in a way. If anybody knows if it's different, let us know down in the comments, maybe summarize what it is and how it's going to work. But I do have Jupiter myself, so I don't know. I don't think they can take my, coins. But yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the chart here. Now, there's going to be kind of a zone of resistance right here at about $1.05, $1.06, because this is the top of this Fibonacci zone. And there is a weekly resistance above us at $1.06. So that's probably going to be a little bit harder to kind of punch through. You can see that basically, it was basically resistance and support a lot along the way. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit tougher to punch through that tiny zone here. Now, after that, you have the next Fibonacci level, and you have about $1.12. That will be the next resistance. And anyways, I don't want to get too far ahead there. Let's take a look at the RSI and just see, how strong this move still is. So if we look at this on a daily time frame, this is nice to see. It is coming up pretty heavily, and it just came out of the oversold territory basically on the Stoke. So that is good to see. Now on the weekly time frame, pointed up here on the RSI, kind of right in the middle. It is actually almost oversold again on the Stoke, so that's that's actually good to see, but it is pointed down, so that's not good. But anyways, I would say this is just very low, and once it gets in the oversold territory, that's fine. That's better for us, I think. Now on a monthly time frame, it's still not old enough to have a monthly time frame, so that doesn't really come into play right now. Now let's go to the lower time frames. Now it is overbought basically on both time frames, and it is pointed down pretty much on both. I would say, because this kind of looks almost sideways, but I think it's about to start pointing down. That blue line is pointed down. Now on the hour time frame, wow, pointed heavily to the downside on the Stoke, but it is in sold territory, so that is actually pretty good because it looks like it wants to start curving back up. Now, with the RSI, it's kind of flat at the moment. Just came out of, the overbought territory, so it could make its way back up once again. Let's see. Now, on a 15-minute time frame, actually, it's looking not too bad either. On the RSI, it's pointed to the upside. It's right in the middle, though. And, yeah, this is actually in oversold territory, and looks like it's pointed heavily to the upside. So, all in all, I mean, if we look at most of these time frames, I would say it looks, like Jupiter still has, a little bit of pump left, I would say. It's probably not over, So, yeah, I do think maybe it could push its way back up to this dollar level. Keep in mind, $1 is going to be resistance. You can see, actually, today it hit $1 and just kind of got a rejection there. So that's kind of a psychological level, but I do believe it could make its way back up to $1. And let's see if it has the strength by then to push on through up to this little zone of resistance, basically. Now, taking a look at Jupiter and tokenomics, guys, basically there's 10 billion max supply, 2.6 billion has, it's circulating basically, and yeah, total supply about 7 billion have been created so far. Now, all-time high is actually exactly $2. So you're getting about a 52% discount at the moment. And yeah, I mean, why not, guys? I do think Jupiter is a good project. This is one that I will try to pick up a little bit more. I just have a very small bag of this, but hey, at least I have something. Like I said, I'm not made of gold, guys. So anyways, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin now. As you can see, Bitcoin is still ranging in this box, and basically nothing is happening once again. So we are just kind of hovering around this $97,000. Right now, today, we have broken it. And keep in mind, like I said, these green lines are weekly supports and resistances. So hopefully we can close, some candles above this, and from Sunday to Monday night, close that weekly candle, and that would make this, genuine support. So anyways, not much going on. We did get a rejection basically today at about 98,540. This line right here. And yeah, not much else to say. Now, Ethereum, on the other hand, it's kind of funny, guys. It looks like my line has kind of saved this shoulder. So let me know in the comments if you think this still could be an inverse head and shoulders. Here is the left shoulder, here is the head. Now keep in mind, I always say this is just a wick. So it didn't close down here, which would invalidate inverse head and shoulders pretty much. I think it doesn't invalidate it, even if it's just a wick all the way down. Now the closing candle was all the way up here, which is still above the head. So, and this dip right here is not lower than the head. So it looks like Ethereum kind of wants to turn around and make this the next shoulder. We just have to see. I mean, you could even say, okay, here's a little mini shoulder and there's another mini shoulder too. But yeah, that's kind of pushing it. But yeah, I mean, I do believe this could be an inverse head and shoulders still. What do you think? Now, taking a look at the crypto market cap, guys, basically it's still floating around the same area. There's not much going on, as you see here with my chart, but we are finally breaking above the 3.19 trillion, so that is good to see, actually. We are testing this as support in a 4-hour time frame. So let's see if now we get that bounce, because we have been rejected here quite a bit recently. But yeah, in the last 4-hour candle, we did push through this. Now testing this as support. Are we going to get that bounce and start our way back up to 3.45 trillion? Now, if we look at the market cap excluding Bitcoin, guys, basically it sealed 2 4-hour candles above this line and gotten, actually 3, but 2 of these candles have tested this as support, 1.25 trillion. Again, this looks very similar to the chart with Bitcoin, and there's not much variation, but actually it did test this 2 times instead of 1 time so far. So maybe we get a bounce and we work our way to 1.34 trillion. Just have to wait and see, guys. Now, the dominance, this is one of the most important charts, but basically it has broken down. And yesterday I did talk about this hitting, this flag here and getting a rejection. And then we basically started closing candles below 61.05 here, and which is, as you can see over here, the low side of this flag basically. And so that's another good sign. And we retested, we tried to get above, or not we, Bitcoin, the dominance, tried to get back above that line and failed. So right now there is some support though right here at 60.46%. And did get a tiny bounce there, but it looks like it's starting to come back down. There is still 2 more hours on this candle. Let's see if we can break through this support. And then basically you got this legendary trend line, which of course it did, break through But if you go back in history, if I put this like on a daily time frame, you will see that mostly it rode it all the way up for a very long time. Yeah, let's zoom out so you can see this real quick. But basically, since 2022, it rode this trend line, as you see right here. Now, it did have a slight variation, a fake out, and yeah, it would be nice if we can break back down below that trend line. But, you know, let's do it one step at a time. And yeah, let's just try to punch through, what is it, 60.46 first, and then we'll worry about the trend line next. Now, the target of this breakdown is actually here at about, what, 59, let's just say 0.45. So yeah, the target, the technical target, should break us down below this trend line. So let's see what happens. It still is very strong though. Now, liquidation heat map, guys. Not much in liquidations, only 200 million. You know, basically shorts are getting wrecked here mostly. Now, if we take a quick look at the returns for February, getting slightly better, 4%, minus 4% actually, 4.2. So, yeah, I think yesterday was what, 5.7 or something like this. So, a little bit better. The altcoin season index, guys, 47 still. I think it was 47 yesterday when I did the video. So, not much has changed. If we take a look at the fear and greed, 48. Yesterday was 50, so we did cool down a little bit, which I'm happy. I don't want to heat up too quickly. Now, the bull market peak indicators, guys, sell at the top, still nothing to report. So it's still 100% hold. So yeah, there is no reason to sell your altcoins or Bitcoin at this moment. Now, the best one is this Pi Cycle Top Indicator. And basically, if I zoom in, guys, you can see that it has not crossed. And you can see that we were closer in, what, June than we are right now. So I don't think we have to worry for still a few more months, guys. Now, today we did have some U.S. retail sales. And Moodix measured this as slightly negative. It's 0.07, but negative, guys. But that was the only news really economically that we had today that really affected the markets, any at all. But again, this was just not that much. It's not such a big, huge, news event like CPI and PPI the past couple of days. So anyways, next week, guys, not much going on. There are some speakers. On Tuesday, we do have this New York Empire State Manufacturing. Yeah, and then we have jobless claims on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, there's not much. S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, things like this, composite services. We do have Michigan numbers again, and as you know, what was it, last week, Michigan numbers really did come in highly negative. So let's see if this plays a role in crashing Bitcoin a little bit next week on Friday, but let's hope not. Let's hope we have better numbers than what we did. I think it was last week, actually, for Michigan numbers. Anyways, the interest rate cuts, looks like there's not going to be a cut so far. And with the numbers that we had the past couple of days, yeah, maybe it's off the table. But we can still get 4 cuts this year. I'm still hoping, that we see 4 cuts. Anyways, let's take a look at crypto bubbles. Now, this looks excellent today. There are a few reds, but mostly we are green. And yeah, Jupiter, plus 13.5%. That's why I'm making a video on it. It's one crypto that I really believe in. So, we do have larger ones like Trump, at 36.8% up, but I don't trust that coin, guys. So I'm not going to do a video on that. Now, if you want to stake your Jupiter, go to Coinondo, type in JUP, and yeah, I don't know why Jupiter AG, showed up here, but they have several Jupiters I noticed. But anyways, just go to Earn, type in JUP, and I think maybe I need to select this one. I don't know, it's not showing anything. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, if you like this video, guys, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this with your friends, become a member of the channel, guys, and I thank you very, very much.